The presidential elections are just around the corner, and I must say, I am getting very, very excited. It will be interesting to see how this race will play out. Will Donald Trump get reelected, or will they, the American public anyway, re-elect a new president? It will be very interesting to see. Now, let's just start with Kamala Harris. I'm going to be honest. She's half Jamaican. I am Jamaican, but I'm not a fan. I thought that she came across very arrogant, very egotistical, very narcissistic, very cocky, very obnoxious, very accusatory in the presidential debates, particularly between her and Biden. I'm not saying Joe Biden is perfect, but I didn't like how she spoke to Joe Biden. I didn't like um, how nasty she was. I didn't like how she came across as a very arrogant person in the presidential debates. And later on, she was shown to be not exactly a nice person or a fair person herself. And she was really shown up for being a very hypocritical person. And I didn't like her. I was relieved when she dropped out of the presidential race, but she never had a chance in hell anyway. So the presidential debates between her and Biden were very, very high octane. They were very, very frosty. They were very, there was a lot of friction between them, a lot of dislike and distaste between them. So when he recently said that he was going to pick Kamala Harris, Joe Biden said he was going to pick Kamala Harris as his running mate, I was quite surprised, although I wasn't completely shocked, to be honest with you. Some people say that he chose Kamala Harris because she's African American. Well, let's get this straight. She's not African American. Her father is Jamaican and probably, from what I can tell, a mixture of different races, because not all Jamaicans are black or completely black. So her father is basically black, but probably has other races within him, within his DNA. And her mother is Indian. So Kamala Harris is not a black woman. She's a biracial woman. She's definitely somebody of an ethnic minority, but she's not a black woman. Joe Biden is somebody that I have liked for quite some time. I really don't want to get into my political inclinations, because this is really more about personality traits of these two candidates and the personality traits somewhat of Donald Trump. I remember doing something with Donald Trump a few months ago, and I decided that, I'll leave politics out of things for now, but I will be talking about this as we head closer and closer to the election day. I have liked Joe Biden for a very long time. I think he is articulate. I think he is worthy of being nominated. I wouldn't mind to see him being the next American president. However, I am a little concerned with some of the things that I have heard about him. And if you've been paying any attention to politics and celebrity, you will have heard about the accusations against him. But he's certainly not the only man who's been accused of wrongdoing by a female, crossing the line. I'm not sure if I believe the accusation, but the accusation is there, and every woman deserves to have their voice. Every woman deserves to speak. Every woman deserves to be heard when it comes to these kind of accusations. So I don't know whether this accusation is true or not. And if it is, it would be very disappointing. I don't think we'll ever be able to prove whether the accusation is true or not. But as a vice president during Barack Obama's presidency, I really liked him. I think he was even better in the debates than Barack Obama, in fact. He's eloquent. Like I said, he's articulate. He speaks well. He's very affable. He has a certain charm to him, and it doesn't seem superficial. I mean, every politician has some form of corruption. Every politician has some form of superficial charm. There is no politician that is, whose hands are completely clean. That's my belief. But I've always liked Joe Biden. The other problem I have with him, however, is that he is really getting on in age. And, realistically, how long does he have left? I mean, this is a man in his 70s, and there's nothing, I think he looks fantastic. He certainly doesn't look like somebody who is ill or has any major health issues. But his age does concern me somewhat. When Barack Obama campaigned, I think he was only in his early 40s, so he was a very, very young president. But since Biden has elected Kamala Harris to be vice president, the body language and the relationship between them has completely changed. I mean, how do you go from accusing someone of awful things, making disparaging comments against a person, as Kamala Harris did with Joe Biden, and then suddenly everything is swept under the carpet and they're best buddies now? Because if you look at the body language between them in events, in rallies, when they speak, they seem very pally. They seem that they really like each other. They seem that they get along. The body language between them is very appeasing, very welcoming. They're not standing like far apart from each other. They are very pally. There doesn't seem to be any discord. They seem friendly with each other. They seem like they're really going to go for this. I don't really know what kind of chances that they have, because it's very hard, or it can be very hard, to overthrow a president. And I'm not making a sitting president, and I'm not going to make any predictions. And the reason why I'm not going to make any predictions is because even though November really is just around the corner, so many things can happen within a week, within a few weeks, within a month. That the tide can change. Something could happen to the economy. Something could happen to, there could be another disastrous event. Something could happen with the pandemic. Anything can happen that can turn this around. At the moment, I think that they have a decent chance. I think that they might get the young people vote. They're going to get the minority vote because of Kamala Harris. There's no question. Donald Trump's base will support him. He's not going to, I don't think he's going to lose the people in his base too much. There are going to be people who are disappointed with Donald Trump because of how the pandemic has turned out. A lot of people think he didn't act quickly enough. I'm one of them. I have a neutral opinion of Donald Trump. I do think he's a narcissist, but I don't have any hatred for Donald Trump at all. I don't have any animosity towards Donald Trump. Would I like Biden to be the next president? Yes, I would. Because I remember when Barack Obama's presidency had ended, I had said to myself, it would be really nice if Joe Biden would be the next American president. If there's ever an opportunity that he could be the next president, I would absolutely vote for him. Like I said, I don't think Joe Biden is perfect. And Kamala Harris, like I said, I am not keen on the woman. She's half Jamaican. I'm Jamaican, but I'm not keen on her. She came across as a very narcissistic person during the presidential debates, and she was revealed to be a hypocrite. Some of the things that she did in her own career and in her own life were very unfavorable as far as I'm concerned, and very wrong. But if I'm going to vote for that ticket, the Biden-Harris ticket, I'm not going to be just voting for Kamala Harris. I'm going to be voting mainly for Joe Biden. He's going to be the president if he's elected. He will be the president if that ticket is elected. It will be very interesting to see how things turn out. I'm very excited about this election. There's going to be a lot of back and forth, a lot of slinging words between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. We've already seen it. They don't really like each other. So there's a lot of animosity between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, and it will be interesting to see how that plays out in the coming months. Um, but I will be voting for Biden. I won't be voting in the traditional sense, but in my head, I'll be voting. I want Biden to be the next president. I have nothing against Donald Trump. I think that he's done some good things during his time, and I don't. And there's other things that I think that he could have done a lot better on. Um, so it will be interesting to see how things play out. But right now, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are looking very friendly, very comfortable in each other's company, very supportive of one another. They're looking like a very, very solid team. So it will be interesting to see how things turn out. I'm very excited about this election.